Hey guys, my name is Kai and we're here in Munich, Germany for the Huawei launch event of the Mate 30 and the Mate 30 Pro. They went ahead and launched their flagship amidst all the chaos, so let's talk about it. The first thing that you'll notice on the Mate 30 Pro is the new take on that 6.53-inch OLED display. The notch is still there, nothing special about that, but the edges seem a little different. Huawei calls it Horizon Display, and basically it's that same curved glass waterfall kind of design that other manufacturers are also going for nowadays. But the one on the Mate 30 Pro is taking that to its literal term. The display curves down at an almost 90-degree angle, 88 to be exact, allowing for what they claim to be an unparalleled immersive experience like no other. Now, I'm not too sure about that. I personally still prefer a flat display, so perhaps the Mate 30 is more up my alley. But with this design aesthetic, you might also be wondering, where are the volume buttons? Well, it's now touch-based. You can actually just tap the side of the device and the volume control will appear. You can then use your finger or your thumb to just slide across the length of the display to change the volume. First impressions, I think it's pretty neat, but how it will hold up in the long run, only time will tell. 3D Face Unlock is also back and both phones integrate an in-screen fingerprint reader. Both the Mate 30 and the Mate 30 Pro will be powered by the Kirin 990 chipset, 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage for the Mate 30, while the Mate 30 Pro comes with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Now we talk a little bit about battery. The Mate 30 comes with a 4200 mAh battery, while the Mate 30 Pro ups that to a 4500 mAh battery. Both phones now support the full 40W Huawei Supercharge, which lets you charge to 70% within half an hour, and wireless charging has also been improved, up to 27 watts. So far, we've not been able to test the phone out for an entire day. We've only had a brief hands-on down at the show floor, less than an hour or so. But judging from the performance of their previous flagships, safe to say that you'll be pretty much pleased that it should last pretty much an all-day battery. Up top, you get a 24MP front-facing camera on the regular Mate 30, while the Mate 30 Pro gets a 32MP front-facing camera. Turning around to the back, you will now see the newer design aesthetics of the Mate 30 series. It's a halo ring, which houses the trademark cameras from Huawei. The Mate 30 features a triple camera system, while the Mate 30 Pro features a quad camera system, with the latter having the 3D depth sensing camera as the last camera. Both models get a 40MP main camera, which, like the P30 Pro, has a red, yellow, blue color filter array that's supposed to help with low light performance, a crazy ISO of over 400,000, and has optical image stabilization. Both have the same 8MP telephoto lens that is capable of 3x optical zoom, 5x hybrid zoom, and up to 30x digital zoom. As I've mentioned, only the Mate 30 Pro comes with the 3D depth sensing camera, which will allow you for more realistic and natural looking portrait shots. The key difference, however, between the two models is the ultra wide angle camera. And this is where the Pro model gets pretty interesting. Huawei calls it the cine camera, and on the Pro, like the main camera, is at a whopping 40MP. The sensor size is also much larger, coming in at 1/1.54 inch, and is capable of up to 51,200 ISO in video mode. But the crazy thing is the slow motion video, which is capable of 7,680 frames per second. That's quite the number. And it's unheard of in a smartphone today. We've tried it for a brief moment down on the show floor. For the first impression, it's pretty neat, but whether you will use it often, that's something that only time will tell. So that is the Mate 30 and the Mate 30 Pro in a nutshell from our brief experience down at the show floor. But we still have to address the elephant in the room, and that's Google Mobile Services. And yes, you've heard it right. There is no support for Google Mobile Services at all. So things like Gmail, things like Drive, things like Google Maps, and heck, even the Play Store itself is not available on the new Mate 30 series. To combat this issue, Huawei will be using their own Huawei Mobile Services. Through Huawei Mobile Services, any open source Android apps will be also available via the Huawei App Gallery, just like it is on the Google Play Store, and it will also have timely updates as well. But if you really need those Google apps, you can probably sideload stuff. There are some rumors that it is not possible. You will have to go ahead and try it. But even then, if you do succeed, the rate that Google churns out their updates for their apps will mean that you will be doing quite a lot of manual work. But in the end, if you really need to use the services, you can technically still just use your browser and go to Gmail or go to Drive, and that's that. However, with the lack of Google mobile services, it might indirectly affect third-party apps such as Grab or Uber, which makes use of Google app. So even if you manage to download these apps from the Huawei app gallery, they may or may not work. For now, we do not know the extent of how this will affect Huawei, but only time will tell, and things might change in the future. But that's it. Those are my initial thoughts for the Mate 30 and the Mate 30 Pro. Bobby will be the one taking it through its paces and do an in-depth review that will be coming up in the coming weeks. If you have any questions, leave us a comment down below. Subscribe to us if you haven't. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Till the next one. See you.